Hi everybody, this is Adorable Joker, and I thought I'd actually get to going around to my first video. And with this video, I actually thought that I would go ahead and start talking about one of my favorite animes, Death Note. I love Death Note, and it's not just because of the fact that it's aimed towards an older audience. It's just a very dynamic story and a very dynamic anime all in itself. And along with the anime, you got the manga, you've got the books that come with it. And along with all the books, you have things such as the live action films and the new drama and the musicals that come with it. And it's just a very dynamic kind of storyline that they have. I mean, you meet Ryuk, who is a Shinigami or a death god, who is just incredibly bored, and to save himself from boredom, he decides to throw his death note itself down into the human world, which is then picked up by Light Yagami, who is an incredibly intelligent character, but when you go through the anime and you get through seeing him, he's actually an incredibly scary and very, I don't know, a very dark and chaotic character. I mean, he has his own kind of idea of what justice is, and then he takes it and he twists it by saying, I'm going to be the god of a new world, and then he starts killing off criminals. Which, when you're first watching it, you're just like, yeah, go for it, and you're kind of cheering him on. But then you meet another character who seems kind of average and very dull, and this is L. And when you first meet him, I mean, you don't really see his face. He's kind of sitting on a blank floor and he's talking into a computer, and his voice is all different and changed from what his actual voice is. And he challenges Kira, who is Light. He challenges him, and he's like, try and kill me, try and kill me. And then he realizes, well, he can't because of the rules of the notebook. And then when you go through the anime, you get to meet more of L and more of Light, and you get to see how they interact. And the thing is that they're both very intelligent characters. You have Light, who is very social smart. He's very social. He is he's considered very good looking, very pretty, very much a popular kid. And but the thing is that it's all a front, it's all a mask when you look at it. And then you have L, who's very socially impaired. He really doesn't know how to interact with people, but he's very book smart. Like, you give him a book, he reads it within a night. He's the kind of person. They're both very, very, very intelligent and very smart characters. And it's just easy. Anything you give them is just easy for them. But the thing is that they can't figure each other out, which makes the story that much cooler. And then you have characters such as Misa who comes in. You have Sayu. You have the chief police officer, who's Light's father. You have Rem and Ryuk, who are basically watching this, and you have Ryuk, who's laughing his head off because he thinks it's great fun. And then you have Rem, who's trying her hardest just to save Misa from any more heartbreak. I mean, Rem is a very sympathetic character. She's one of those characters that you get into it and you kind of want to see her succeed, but at the same time you kind of want to see Misa fail, just because she's incredibly annoying and bouncy and upbeat. And then you get like Matsuda and Mogi and the rest of the team force, and you're watching them, and then you get Watari, who you watch him and you're just like, oh no, because he's the parental figure of L, and you see so much that happens between them. And if you read the manga, there are some incredibly sweet moments between them. And then you have other characters that just kind of bounce in and out of the anime. And then you get to the books, which is actually really incredible, especially if you read the Los Angeles BB case, because you get to see characters in the anime that were in here, and they mention the BB LA case in the anime, but you actually have to read the book to understand, because you don't have any idea what they're talking about. And BB himself is actually an incredible character. And along with all these characters, you get Near and Mello and Matt, who are actually supposed to be the descendants of El. And you get through all this, and it's actually really amazing. But then you get the musicals, which they go through the story, and it's really well done. But why did they do this to El? His hair shouldn't be blue. Just wondering. I mean, when you get to the live action films, they did a very spot on job. The actor himself who played Al actually said that he was getting sick of the sweets that he was eating because of how much they were giving him, and that he was actually getting cramps in his leg and back because of the way that he had to sit and act as El, and that he was actually having a very difficult time. But he said he had a lot of fun. So I guess when they were casting El, they actually had to think about a lot of the things that El himself do. But along with the musicals, which they did an okay job with a lot of the characters depending on which one you see, they also have the new drama. And I've only seen the first episode, and I was actually incredibly disappointed. And it wasn't because, I mean, the storyline was all right, I suppose. I mean, I understand that you want to change it in order to keep us all interested. But the characters, they kind of did something, I don't know, they averaged them out. I mean, Light, for example, where you see Light and you see him going through, he has a job at a restaurant. And Ryuk seemed very spot on, but he dropped the death note in front of Light as if he purposefully wanted Light to have it, which in the anime you understand that he didn't do it on purpose at all. I mean, yes, he dropped the death note on purpose, but he didn't drop it in front of Light. It was just Light who picked it up, because Light does ask, why did you choose me? And Ryuk just kind of laughs and said, I didn't, you just picked up the note, and that's what happened. Then, what? What did they do to L? I mean, L is supposed to be this very quirky kind of character and have this very antisocial personality, and then when you see him, he's not really what you're expecting, because you're expecting L from the anime or even from the live action films, and this is what you get. He looks like some kind of pop star that just kind of like woke up and rolled out of bed and said, hey, I'll be a detective. Sorry? Then you have this. Why is Mello a puppet? I mean, if you read the manga and you look through the actual anime, Mello has a very he does have a storyline, and he does have to go through it for Near to actually figure out who Kira is. And the thing is that Mello is a very important character. I mean, yes, when you go through the second season and you go through and you see him, he just seems like a brat, but he does have a very important part, and they turn him into a wooden puppet. This scares me. I don't even want to know what they did to Rem. Oh no. I'm only on the first episode. I want to watch the rest of it just to see how it all plays out, but after seeing what they've done to Light and to Elle and to Mello especially, I'm kind of freaking out what they did with the rest of the storyline, because I have watched the anime enough times to know that Elle's quirkiness is kind of what balances out the whole pretty boy that you have of Light, who isn't actually very popular in school in the drama, which is kind of weird, because the whole thing is that Light needs his popularity to do half the stuff that he does. So I'm kind of confused and kind of worried about what's going to happen, but I'll keep you guys updated, and we'll see exactly how I feel about it in the next episode, and we'll see how well I like the next episode of the drama. I just hope that they fixed, the subtitles, because they're painful. They really are. We'll see what happens. Stay crazy, guys.